Hello everyone, I am Yash Patel and welcome to my channel Django World. So in yesterday's video, we have updated the block model and added the new field which was author. So in today's video, we are going to clean the code and create two new views, which is going to be blog list view and blog detail view. So let's jump into computer screen and let's get started. So I am on my computer screen. Now here, I'll just close this models.py. Now I'll open this views.py. So here what I'm going to do is I'll just remove all this code I don't need. Okay, and here I'll say class blog list create view, and here I'll bring generics dot list create view. Okay, now here I will say pass. Now I will create another view which will be class blog detail view, and here I will say generics dot retrieve update destroy API view, and here I'll say pass. Now here what I'm gonna do is I'll just say blog list view, or let's say no, let it be like this. Sorry. Now here same thing, I'm gonna go to URLs. I'll delete all the links, we don't need that. I'll delete this one, and we don't need routers from the REST API, and yeah, everything is fine. Okay, so first let's start with the list create view. So I'm just gonna comment this. Okay, we don't need it, and here I'll remove this pass, and here I'll say query set equals to blog dot objects dot all, not all, filter, because we are going to filter the blogs which has is public equals to true. Okay, so if you remember, we have added this is public field in our database, which was boolean field. Okay, so by default this will be true, but if the blog owners want to turn this off, then they can, and this will not be displayed on the web. Okay, so we are going to filter it. So I'll say is underscore public equals to true. Right now, after doing this, I will add the serializer. So I'll say serializer class equals to, I'll say blog serializer. Okay, now here I will create one function which will be list. So I'll say def list. Now why I am doing this? Because see, if we don't have any blocks to show, and in that case we need to show some message and some error codes, right? So we will just write the condition in this list function that if we have any blocks in the database, just bring it and display all the blocks. If we don't have any, then just show the message. Okay, so here I'll say list request quarks args, everything is fine. Now here I will just say query set equals to self dot get underscore query set. Okay, so this will basically bring this query, right? And then we will have serializer equals to blog serializer. Now here we need to add some parameters. Okay, so here we need to add first of all the query set, then we will say many equals to true, because we want to display more than one blocks, that's why. Otherwise it will show you error, it will not even display one block. Okay, it will directly throw an error if this many equals to will be false. Okay, then we will add context equals to curly bracket, and here I'll say request, and I'll pass the request. Okay, once this is done, we will write if case. If query set dot exist, then return response serializers dot data, comma status equals to status dot http underscore 200. Okay, so this will be our status code, and here is the data which we got from the database. Now in else condition, I'll just return the response. Now here I will pass the message, which will say no blocks found. Okay, this is fine. Now here we can show the status code, which will be status equals to status dot no content 204 no content, right? So this is the function for the list. Now we also need to create the function for create, but for now let us try this one, and let's see whether it is working or not. So I'll just copy this class name, I'll go to URLs, and here I'll say path, and here I will write blog underscore list slash comma views, views dot the class name, and dot as underscore view. Now here name equals to blog underscore list. Okay, all right, just write comma over here. Now I'll copy this list, I'll open the terminal, my environment is activated, and I'll say python manual.py run server, and I guess everything should be fine. So let's go to slash API slash, okay, I need to write blog also. Okay, everything is working fine. So let's go to admin panel. Now here, if I go and just do public equals to false and come over here and refresh, you can see I got message that no blocks found. Okay, but if I do is public equals to true and save it, refresh over here, you can see I got the blog. Okay, now here you can also create the blog. All right, but here is the catch. The author field will appear and you can create blog for any author. Even though you are admin, you can select author by your own as you like, and you can just create the blog on a random authors. I don't want that. Okay, so what I can do over here is that I can go to your serializers.py. Now here I will just say author equals to serializers dot string related field, and I'll say read underscore only equals to true. Save this, come over here, refresh. Okay, so here is the error. Slug underscore field argument is required. Okay, sorry, it's string related field, not slug related field. So string related field. Save it, cancel this over, run it again and refresh. Now you can see the author field has been gone from here, and now we need to manage the author from the backend. Okay, so whichever author has been logged in will write the blog automatically, like will assign automatically. Okay, so if I am logged in with admin, then whenever I will create the blog, the author is going to be admin only, this one. Okay, and if I create new user by name of Yash, and if I'm logged in with Yash, then the author will be Yash. So the author assignment is going to be automatically, and it will be handled from the backend. So to do this task, we need to create method in our blog list create view. Okay, so here I'll say def create. Now here I'll just copy this serializer, and here instead of this query set I'll say data equals to request dot data. Now this man equals to true will be removed, and this context request context will be remain same. Now after doing this, I'll just say serializer dot is valid, and in bracket I will pass raise exception equals to true. So if we have any error, it will automatically raise the exceptions. If we don't have error, then it is just going to pass. Okay, now after doing this, I will say serializer dot save, and here I'll pass author equals to self dot request dot user. So this line will automatically fetch the current logged in user. Okay, I hope you got the idea. Okay, now lastly I'll say headers equals to self dot get success header, and inside this I'll pass serializer dot data. Okay, now I need to return the response. I'll say return response, and inside this I'll pass serializer data, and I'll say comma, I'll pass the status code. So I'll say status equals to status dot 201 created, and I'll pass header equals to headers. Okay, this function has been created. Now let's see whether it is working or not. So I'll just refresh over here. Now I'll create markdown. Okay, I'll say nice language is public equals to true, and slug will be empty field, and I'll just select this and post. You can see I got the second blog. Now if I refresh, you can see I have 2 blogs, and the catch is we haven't selected the author, but the author has been assigned automatically. Okay, so to demonstrate more clearly, I'll just go to users over here. I'll add new user, and here I'll say Yash. Password is going to be admin @123 admin @123. Save. Okay, now I'll just log out from here. Now I log out from here too. and refresh and log in again. I will log in with Yash admin@123 login. Now I am logged in with Yash. Now if I try to create one more blog, let's say Facebook, nice social media platform is public equals to true, slug is going to be empty, save this. Now here I need to add one more category, but for now, for demonstration purpose, select any random and I'll say post. Now if I fetch all the list, then you can see the author is now Yash. So the random author selection field, we have removed that because it was, very annoying. Like anyone can create any author's blog. So this is very bad practice. So we need to remove that, right? I hope you understood this create method, and I hope you also understood the concept of hiding author. Okay, now let's create blog detail view. So I'll just uncomment this one. I'll remove this pass. I'll just copy these two fields, paste that over here. Now here I just want to do one thing, that I will add lookup field. This is going to be ID. I want to fetch all the blogs using ID, but if you want, then you can also write slug over here. Okay, then if you write this slug, then it is just going to fetch all the blogs according to this slug. Okay, but yeah, make sure if you are adding the particular word slug, then your database should contain the slug field. Okay, if you are writing the slug string over here, then you need to write slug string over here. Then only it is going to fetch your objects from the database using slug. I hope that makes sense. Okay, now here I will create the function for retrieve. So I'll say def retrieve. Okay, now here I'm just going to pass instance equals to self dot get object, get underscore object. Okay, now here after that I'll say serializer serializ. So serializer equals to blog serializer, and in here I'll pass instance, but I don't want to do that. I'll just say self dot get underscore serializer, and I'll pass instance. Why I'm doing this? Because see, I have already allocated the serializer over here, and I don't want to repeat that statement again. So I have just fetched the serializer from here and put it over here and pass the instance in this serializer. Same thing I have done for the query set. I just pull out the query and bring it over here, nothing else. Now I'll say if instance, then return response, and here I will pass serializer.data and status code will be 200. Okay, right. Now in else condition we can just write no block found. So again we are writing this retrieve function just to check whether we have the particular blog in our database or not, and if we don't have, just show the message, and if we have blog in our database, just print that blog in the browser, nothing else. So here I can say return response and I'll pass the message. I'll say no blog found. Okay, now here the status code is going to be status dot 404 because the blog is not found, right? So I'll say http _404 not found. Yeah, okay, this retrieve function is ready to function. Okay, I mean ready to work. So I'll just copy this class name, I'll go to URL, duplicate this, I'll say blog detail. Now here I'll pass int and I'll say pk slash, paste that view name over here, and I think we can directly pass the ID of the blog now. So just refresh. Let's say I want to print the blog too. So I'll say blog detail to, hooray, we got this blog. So our retrieve function is working fine. Where is that? Yeah, our retrieve function is working fine. So what if I write 4 over here? You can see like detail not found. Okay, cool. So I hope you got the idea about this blog detail view too. Okay, so you can easily manage the blogs if I write to. Now if you want to update, you can directly update from here and just make a put request. So if I want to write nice markdown language, and if I do put request, then it has been updated. So if I go to list view now, blog list, you can see here it says nice markdown language. Okay, so I hope you got idea about this blog list and blog detail view, and you also understood the main concept, right? So yeah, this is it for today's video, guys. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and in next video we are going to probably write the views for the categories. So I'll see you in next one. Thank you.